Ladies and gentlemen and programmers, we're going to do Code Academy Lesson 5, Part 7. We're going to learn about returns. And as always, I want you to do some reading and then write down in your notes a question about the reading. So here we go. Read, 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 read. 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 Okay, so write down in your notes your intelligent question about what you just read, and let's jump back in to the spiel here. Okay, so I want you to repeat after me. A void return type is a command. It returns nothing. Say it with me. A void return type is a command. It returns nothing. You don't have to write that down because that is review. Okay, a non-void return type is a question. It returns something to answer the question. A non-void return type is a question. It returns something to answer the question. All right, so you got it. Hopefully you got that. All right, so let's take a look at here's the sample code. So they wrote a method, public int number of tires. Here's a quiz question. On this method, what is the return type? What is it, a command or a question? And what will it return? Okay, answer those questions. And then when we say public int number of tires, this is a method, what? And then right here we have number of tires, parentheses, parentheses, with a semicolon. That is a method, what? Okay, here we go. So public int number of tires. What's the return type? This is int. Is this void or non-void? This is not void, it's non-void. So therefore, is it a command or a question? It is a question. What is this return type? Integer. So what's it going to return? Whole numbers. When you say, hey, what's the number of tires? It's going to tell you with a number, 4 or 1. I can't get my finger into the camera, 1 or 2, right? So this is a question. You ask it the question, it's going to answer it with an integer, which is a whole number, okay? This right here is a method. What? It's a method definition. It's you're teaching your car class how to answer this question. How many tires do you have? Okay, this is a method call, number of tires. You're asking it to do this thing that you've already taught it to do. All right, let's complete the exercise. All right, so it says right here, we want to have a method that returns the price plus tax. Okay, so we're going to do a non-void method. Define a method called get price with tax. Okay, so they made a little spot for us to write here. So unless they tell us differently, we're going to make it public. Everybody can access it, public, and then it is going to be non-void, but what's its return type? It is going to be double, public double. And then the name is going to be get price with tax. So I'm going to copy that, put that there. Okay, and so then we're going to do parentheses, and then we're going to do our opening and closing curly braces. Okay, now we got to just figure out, does it have any parameters? Okay, so it will take no parameters. So it just tells us the price with tax. We don't have to send it any additional data. So we're going to leave the body of the method empty for now. Okay, now, so here's the deal. Whenever we say public double, this is a question. So inside of here, we need to answer the question with a return. Okay, so with a return. And since we didn't do that, when we hit run, it's going to be angry. It's going to be like, what are you doing here? You're supposed to send me, answer the question with the double. You didn't answer any questions inside of here, so it's angry. All right. Inside the get price with tax method, create a double variable called total price. So we're going to hit enter. Okay, so we've started our get price with tax method and we've ended it here. And so we're going to do a little bit more stuff inside of it. So we're going to say double and I always just copy because I don't want to spell it wrong. So total price, we're making a new variable. This is a local variable, and it says we're supposed to assign something to it. So we're going to assign something. What are we going to assign? Price. So this is a instance variable. Okay. So total price is a local variable, but we're going to, inside here, we're going to use our local variable plus, oh, that's not plus, plus price again, and we're going to use that star, which is the multiplication symbol, 0.08, 0.08. So this is going to be a standard way that you're going to multiply something. So it's good. The price is going to be the price plus the tax. Okay, so that's the total price. Okay, so then it says, now here's something we haven't done before. Then return total price. So now here's, so if I'm going to run this thing, still angry, right? I never return anything. So now I'm going to click right here and I'm going to say return, and I'm going to return this thing that we just created, the total price. And I'm going to give it a semicolon to end it. So we just created this non-void method. It's going to return a double. That should be the price with tax. We just made this thing called total price. So this is the price with tax. And so we're going to return it. So now when we hit run, it's very happy. Now it doesn't do anything yet because it, or at least it doesn't do anything over here yet because we haven't told it to. All right, so now we're going to do some stuff inside of the main method. Set a double variable lemonade price. Okay, so we're going to go inside our main method. We're going to make a new variable. It's going to be a double, and it's going to be called lemonada. Lemonade price. All right, so we're going to copy this double lemonade price. To the value return. Okay, so we're going to set this equal to, all right, so now we're going to ask it this thing. We're going to say get price with tax. Okay, so we're going to say, okay, so we're going to talk to our lemonade stand object, and we're going to ask it to do something dot, and then we're going to ask it to do this new thing we just asked it to do. So our lemonade stand, we're going to ask it to get the price with tax, and then we have our parentheses. Now remember, these were empty, right? So there's no parameter here, so we don't need to put anything in there. Ask it to do it with a semicolon, and then we're going to hit run. And okay, so that it's happy, but still we don't see anything here. Now we're going to print out our lemonade price. So we're going to hit an enter here. We're going to do our standard system.out.println. And what do we want? Don't forget our semi. I always like to put that semicolon there so I don't forget it. And so we want to print out this thing we just put a value to. We assigned a value to it in there, lemonade price, and then we're going to hit run. Let's see if we got it. There we go. There's a new price of lemonade that includes tax. All right, so now let's take a look at the code we just wrote. And so for this method right here, is it void or non-void? Is it a command or a question? And what does it return? For this one right here, void or non-void, command or question, what does it return? And finally, void or non-void, is this a command or a question, and what does it return? All right, answer those questions and then go to the next one. All right, so inside here, where is the get price with tax method definition, and where is the get price with tax method call? All right, that's it. We're finished. Thanks, guys.